Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is Makistry Tutorials and I am Andrea Lamont. Today we're going to be doing what I like to call a very berry Christmas look. It's going to have a lot of pretty burgundy, merlot, and pink type colors on our eyes, which is going to be really fun. So I do have a visitor today. So if you hear a lot of cooing and cawing or possible fussiness or spitting noises, this would be why. He's going to be helping mommy today while daddy is out. So let's just go ahead and jump right into this thing. So as always, we're going to go in with our primer. This is Smashbox, the Photo Finish Hydrating Primer. Again, you just use about this much. So you're going to go ahead and just moisturize that right on into your face until it feels dry. So after you get your primer on, you go ahead and just move on to your eyes. I went ahead and did one eye off camera. I know it's a little hard to see the colors. It kind of looks muddy right now because of the lighting, but it's just a mixture of a pretty maroon, purples, and pinks. So we're going to go ahead and do this eye on camera. So we're going to go in with our MAC Paint Pot in Soft Ochre, which is an eye primer. You're going to take your eye primer and tap it in with your finger until your eyelid is fully covered. Once you have your primer tapped in, we're going to go ahead and go in with the Mercier translucent powder to set the eye. You're going to swirl your brush into the cap and spread the translucent powder over the eyelid to fully cover and set the primer. Now that your eye primer is set, we're going to go in with our transition color, and I'm going to use Beautycounter's color shade Eye Duo in Oyster and Amethyst. So I'm going to go in with the Amethyst color, which is the purple color right here. You're going to get the eyeshadow on your brush, and you're going to start doing windshield wiper motions in the crease back and forth until the eyeshadow is fully blended. Once you feel like your transition color is nice and blended, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go in with our darker crease color. I'm going to go into my Urban Decay Gwen Stefani palette, and I'm going to use this color right here, which is kind of a maroon color, merlot color, and it's called Punk. So we're going to go ahead and use that to darken up that crease. And again, I'm just using a crease brush, about this big. Just like the transition color, we're going to blend the shadow into the crease of our eye. I tend to like to work from the outside in windshield wiper motions until the shadow is fully blended. When you feel like your crease colors are blended really well, we're going to go ahead and we're going to move back onto the lid. We're going to go in with our Gwen Stefani palette again. I kind of do a mixture of this color, which is called Baby, and this color down here, which is called Harajuku. It's pink. We'll just call it pink. So I just go in with my finger and I do a little bit of Baby first. Simply just take your finger and tap the product onto the lid of your eye, or sweeping motions back and forth. Now I'm going to go in with that bright pink color. Now that our eyeshadow is on, once you feel it's nice and blended, we're going to go in and we're going to do our cat eye. I just use a Palladio felt tip eyeliner pen. It looks a lot like this. It kind of has a nice felt tip pen so you can get that precision for the cat eye. An easy way to teach someone who doesn't know how to do a cat eye is to go ahead and use a card. I'm using a gift card. And you go ahead and line up your eye like this, kind of like what we did in the last video. Essentially, you're going to use the gift card as a ruler to get that straight line from the outer corner of your eye to match up to your eyebrow. Once you're done doing that, you're going to go ahead and start making it a thicker line and pulling it in towards your eye and filling that in to achieve the cat eye look. Always work from the outer corner to the inner corner when doing a cat eye. I feel that's the easiest way to do it, and you get that perfect winged look. Once your eyes are done, we're going to go ahead and move on to doing our face. As always, I am going to go in with my Beautycounter Tint Skin. Again, you can wear it as heavy as you want for fuller coverage or as light as you want if you just want a tinted moisturizer. So we usually will just do a little bit on the back of our hand. Usually do about that much. I apologize, it's kind of blown out if you can see. I will kind of apply it with the brush just to get it on there. Blend it out. Using your Beauty Blender, you're going to tap the foundation into the skin until it is even and fully blended out. Once your foundation's on, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go in with our Bye Bye Under Eye Concealer. Looks like this, comes in a tube like this. Don't need much. Just get it under your eyes. And I still have not gotten my camouflage in the mail yet, so sadly we're going to go in with our Bye Bye Under Eye Concealer to cover up all those nasty blemishes that I have on my chin. And then go back in with your Beauty Blender and tap it out. Using your Beauty Blender, you're going to tap out your concealer under your eye from inner corner out until you feel like your concealer is fully blended. Once you have that all tapped in, I usually go back in with a different concealer just because it's a little bit of a different shade, and I kind of like that little bit of extra coverage, and it also lightens up my under eyes a little bit. This is the Bare Minerals Bareskin Concealer. Go ahead and do the same thing. When you're done tapping in your concealer, we're going to go back in with our Mercier translucent powder with a little crease brush that you would use on your eyelids, and you're going to tap. Taking your brush, you're going to tap the translucent powder under your eye to set your concealer. You don't want to do sweeping motions, otherwise you will get a streakiness that you don't want under your eye. Now that our face is on, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do our eyebrows. I usually like to save those until after we're done with foundation, just because I tend to bring the foundation down into the eyebrow area so there's not like a weird foundation line separation. So I went ahead and did one eyebrow off camera. We're going to go in and we're going to do this other eyebrow. I use the Beautycounter eye pencil or eyebrow pencil in medium. I, again, prefer eyebrow pencil. I feel like I have more control. So I usually use the spoolie and brush it out and then start to draw in my eyebrow. I like to draw on my eyebrows working from the inside out in short drawing motions to ensure I get that perfect line. I also like to bring my eyebrow down a little bit lower because my eyebrow tends to be a little bit on the shorter side, and you want to make sure that the corner of your eye and the corner of your nose all line up together. Now that your eyebrows are on, we're going to go ahead and we're going to highlight under our eyebrow to kind of make that pop and make that glow and kind of make our eyebrows stand out a little more. I'm going to go ahead and go in with my color shade Eye Duo from Beautycounter in Pearl and Champagne. I typically like to start off with the Champagne color right here, and then I kind of get closer to the eyebrow line with the Pearl. So I'm going to go ahead and use this type of brush, go into the Champagne. Going in with the Champagne color, I'm going to work from the inner corner out, highlighting under my brow. Once I feel like I've got a nice blend of that Champagne color under my eyebrow, I'm going to go ahead and go in with the Pearl and get really close to my eyebrow line just to make it pop and stand out. Now it's time to contour. So contouring, you can and you can do it, you don't have to do it. I like to do it. I think it gives a lot more definition to my face. I'm gonna go in with my Beautycounter Color Contour Matte Bronzer in number 1. This is what it looks like. I just use a little brush like this to start my contour. Now remember that if you follow your hairline, there is this nice little dip that comes along here that you want to follow when you contour. But we're going to go ahead. When contouring, you want to make sure that the darkest part of the contour is back towards your hairline while blending up towards the front and onto your cheekbones. But always make sure that the darkest part is focused on the back side of your cheeks. Time to bake. So we're going to go in with a little bit of translucent powder on our brush, and we're going to follow our contour line. It helps clean up any excess powder that might have fallen, kind of helps define your contour. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to just follow that line with some powder. You're going to take your translucent powder and follow the line under your contour. You want to make sure that you keep your baking powder below your contour line. Do not come up onto the contour line. So we're going to go ahead and let our cheeks bake a little bit while we finish off the rest of our face. Next we're going to go in with our highlighter. I am kind of currently obsessed with this Becca highlighter in Moonstone. You can buy that at Ulta, Sephora, but it's amazing. So I go in with this brush right here and do it above. In circular sweeping motions, you're going to take your highlighter and follow above your contour line, around your eye, and up towards your hairline. You can even come down into the contour line just a bit to blend. Now that you're glowing and beautiful, we're going to go ahead and move on to our blush. Not only do I highlight my cheeks, but I also highlight the bridge of my nose and the tip of my nose, my cupid's bow, a little bit of my chin, and above my eyebrows. I usually will just like take my, well, it's more this finger. I go down the bridge of my nose. I do it on the ball of my nose, a little bit of here, and then there. That way you're just glowing and sensational. But now we're going to move into our blush. Always, always make sure you do your contour, your highlighter, then your blush. Otherwise, the highlighter doesn't look as pretty if you have your blush on first. So I'm going to go in with Beautycounter's Color Sweet Blush Duo in Bloom and Tulip. I go in with another angled brush. I'm going to smile again. Always awkward. In circular motions, begin on the apples of your cheeks and work your blush to the back of your contour, but mostly focus your blush on the apples of your cheeks. While I was off camera, I went ahead and just dusted away that baking powder so you can see that my contour is very nice and crisp and clean. It just kind of took away any sort of residue of the contour that I was brushing on. So it just kind of gives you that nice chiseled look. We're going to go ahead and move into doing our mascara now that we're done with our face. Baby's getting a little restless here, so good thing this video again is coming to an end. Typically on my upper lashes I will use the Better Than Sex mascara by Too Faced. And I've actually found a new love for my Beautycounter mascara for things other than crying. I really like to use this on my lower lash line because now that it's cold and windy, my eyes tend to water a lot when I'm outside. So this kind of helps make sure that I don't get mascara on my under eyes, because it's kind of waterproof but kind of not technically, but it's awesome for the lower lashes. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go in with our mascara. And I go from the root and I move up like this. And the baby is super fussy. So I went ahead and I did 2 coats on each eye with my Better Than Sex mascara for my upper lashes. Now I'm going to go in with my Beautycounter mascara for my lower lash line. I'm going to go ahead and not tightline my bottom line today, just to kind of keep that cat eye nice and fresh and clean and not too heavy. So the brush of the Beautycounter mascara is really tiny, so it's kind of nice. It helps you get really close to the waterline. I apologize, he's not happy right now. And it's nice too because it kind of gives you that natural look on the bottom, so it's not too heavy and you're not overdoing it. Not sure if you all can see because this light is like really, so hopefully you all can see that right there. So it's nice and natural. Alright, so hopefully you all can see that. This is my face when I'm waiting for my husband to heat up pancakes. Once your mascara's on, you're going to go ahead and you're going to take your Becca Moonstone highlighter. It comes in a little tube. It almost looks like a lip gloss, I guess, in a way. But it's almost like a liquid highlighter. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to highlight the inner corners of our eyes. Dab small amounts of your liquid highlighter into the inner corners of your eyes. We will use a precision brush to blend it out. Once you've got it dabbed on there, we're going to go in with a brush that looks a lot like this. Same brush that we used to highlight under our eyebrow. And we're just going to kind of tap it. If you want to set it and almost make it look a little bit more intensified, we can actually go in with the Becca Moonstone powder that we used on our eyebrows and our cheeks to set it. So now that our face is pretty much complete, we're going to go ahead and finish off with Beautycounter's Lip Sheer in Plum. One thing I do have to say about Beautycounter that I have noticed is that after using their products for so long, especially face products, I noticed that my skin has somewhat detoxified from all the other products that I've used. I actually went and used a different foundation the other day, and my skin, especially my chin, broke out really bad. So essentially my face can really only handle the Tint skin. Same with their lip sheers. I went at my baby shower, I used a different pink. I think it was like a CoverGirl, which is so bad, but it made my lips so trapped that they started cracking and bleeding. So the wonderful thing about their lip sheers is that they're very moisturizing and they're so good for your lips. You can make this as heavy as you want or as light as you want. I'm going to make it a little bit heavier. This has a really nice berry color to it. And that completes this very berry Christmas look. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share my video, whatever you want. I will be doing something else Christmassy before Christmas gets here, so be on the lookout for that. As always, I appreciate your views, your love, your support, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Mwah! Bye, guys.